All right, so I'm here, I'm live. I really enjoyed the first live broadcast last week on Saturday, so I figured I'm roughly doing it around the same time-ish today. Unfortunately, because we've been having our heat wave over here, we can't turn on certain electronics that are pulling from our power source between the hours of 11 and 6 p.m. because then we're paying triple for electricity because we are in a massive heat wave, like 114 heat wave. So otherwise I would have gotten on the computer and did a, hey, I'm doing a live broadcast right now. And so I also, wait, yeah. Never mind. Okay, so it looks like one person is on right now, and let me just make sure that my comments are on. And let's see, I was just over on my Instagram page, and I just let everybody know that I'm doing this. So, oh hey, how are you? Good morning to you and good afternoon. I just actually heard the male person going by. Oh wow, it's Melissa. Hey, how are you? So yeah, I was like, I don't know who's gonna show up actually today. I was like, because I haven't really let people know I'm popping on, but hello. So I just figured, I don't know, I mean, it's kind of rambly, so it's whatever you guys want to talk about, and maybe share some cool stories of what's been going on right now. I try to share as much as I can through some of the videos that I made for YouTube, and I put some of them on my Instagram page. But yeah. So I decided, let's see, the first thing I kind of wanted to talk about was just awesome stuff going on with the universe, source, whatever you want to call it right now. It just seems, I don't know, as of late, I don't feel like I'm this little speck, on this globe of water. I feel really supported lately. I feel that I've always known that there's, other obviously entities and beings, and of all the trippy places I've gone in my meditations, I know that there's a lot outside of this world, but it just seems like, I don't know, it's smack in my face, hello, we're here, we're supporting you. And I'm like, what the deuce? So actually let's dive into some of those stories, and they actually require some of the things that are on the table behind me. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some of those. Okay. So I guess we'll start with this. Oh wow, it's Dead Cheeky. What's up? We'll go ahead and start with my my dove's feather here. And it's just a beautiful dove's feather, by the way. And so I just have it on top of my altar. And I have a piece of window pane selenite that it sits on top of, just kind of, put it in all the energetic awesomeness. Okay, so if you haven't heard this story, so here it goes. So in the evening, I go out and water my front yard. I go out and water my backyard. We have sprinklers, but we got to fix our sprinkling system. But I don't mind going out to water the plants. Actually, I prefer it because it's my time to just kind of be with all my plants. I don't know about you, but I kind of talk to my plants. I like to rub all of their leaves and let them know that I appreciate, their beauty, the beauty of my roses. I appreciate their greenery. I appreciate the abundance of fruit if it's some of my fruit-bearing trees or my vegetables, and so that's my time out there. So I was in the backyard, and sometimes I do a walking meditation, and I'm like, I wonder, am I on the right path, because there are things that I'm studying, outside of my current career, that I really want to do more of, and I'm like, I really want to do some of these side projects, and I don't want them to be side projects. I want them to be main projects, and I just want to know, am I being supported? Am I on the right path? I was like, okay, if I'm on the right path, send me a big old bird feather. I said, preferably maybe from one of our hawks in our area. But I said, you know, you universe, you do whatever, something that I in my physical body would be able to see and be like, whoa, you know, not something where I'm like, is that a sign? You know, it's okay. So then fast forward to the next morning, we have a balcony that's attached to the second floor where our master bedroom is. And in the screen of the master slider, this feather was just like smack in the screen. Like just sticking out of the screen. I mean, that's never happened. There weren't other feathers laying around like there was some sort of a dove fight or something. It was just, I don't know, like a dartboard. It was just like right there. And I paused because it was on the way to the restroom, and I was like, you know, and Wally, who's actually passed out on the floor next to me, was like, you know, and even my boyfriend was like, that's really strange. And I said, it is, but you know, automatically I knew. I was like, oh my God, that's my sign. Like, you know, I've never had, like, to me that's magical. And it's like, like, there's no words, you know, words, I can't spit them out because it was so cool. So then a couple of days later, I go, and you guys know that I have like Invisalign, so I went to the dentist to go get my little Invisalign checked, and I think I was in there maybe 15 minutes. And so I came out, and my truck is parked right in front of the dentist office, and on top of my truck tire, just laid across my truck tire, is this bracelet. So it's a little heart-shaped bracelet, and I mean, it's really pretty, but it was just nicely laid on top of my truck tire. And I was like, wow. And I'm like looking around, I was like, who put this on my truck tire? And I'm like, and it was right after I was like, man, you know, I'm like driving to the dentist, and I'm like, man, you know, things have been going so well. Like, I'm just feeling like all the love. And I literally was thinking that, by the way. And then I come out, and this is on my truck tire. And again, there's no words. And I'm like, you know, it just seems like bam, bam, like in your face. It's like, we're talking to you, we're with you, we're supporting you. You know, you're not alone. You're not just a speck on this, like, you know, floating mass of water moving through the universe or the solar system. It's you know, we're there's actually something going on. And I was just like, and I felt so much love that I almost cried. And so I put it on, I wore it, but now I keep it on my altar, and that way I can see it every day, and it's just a beautiful reminder. And then a few days after that, because I'm like, man, I'm getting all this like love from the universe, I feel like I should give back. And so I find this beautiful piece of citrine that I had, and I was like, you know, it's really pretty. I kind of want to keep my piece of citrine, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna gift it to the earth, and just like a thank you for all the beautiful things that have been going on. And so underneath my berry tree in the front yard, I dug a little hole, maybe like that big, maybe that deep, I mean, and I put my little citrine in there, and I put a little rock on top so I'd remember where my citrine is. And then I was thinking, well, maybe I should have put it under one of my rose bushes, my rose bush that has the beautiful red roses, because each of them has different colors. I have like orange, I have white, and then I have red. And so I was thinking maybe I should put it under there, and I was like, nah, I'll keep it under the tree. And then I said like a little thank you to the universe, and I said, I'm seeing I'm seeing the signs, some of the signs, I guess, that you're giving me, and they're beautiful. Thank you so much. And you know, I said a few other things, and then the next day I go out to water, and I noticed that little hole, it had been dug up. Not like that there was like lots of clawing and digging around it, but just that little hole. It had been dug up. There was dirt. And then over by the rose tree or rose bush where I planned on putting this, it was like also kind of dug up a little as well over there. I was like, what? So I thought, you know, at first I looked around because I thought like a human came over and did that, like was looking for my crystal, which is, I mean, that's irrational. So I was like, okay. Okay, sorry for the interruption. There was a phone call. I should have really put this in airplane mode. So then I went over and I'm talking to my buddy. I told my boyfriend, and they didn't really have an explanation. They're like, maybe a skunk came through. Hey guys! Sorry, I had to I was in the middle of being live, and then phone call came in from Timbuktu. It's Tarot Alchemist. So then I go and I had no explanation. Because this stone was lying outside that hole, and before I had left the previous day, you know, and I was like watering, I was like, man, I kind of really like that stone, but you know, I mean, you got to learn to give, and you know, and I am thankful for all the gifts that the universe has been giving me, and you know, and they are just like freaking awesome. So I was like, you know, I can let go of a stone. I can always get another stone. I was like, okay, but universe, you know, if you liked my stone, or you want to send me another message or something, or if you want me to gift you something else, I was like, just let me know and make it a sign that I would, you know, totally understand. So then when this was laying outside, like, it was literally as if I had redug the hole up myself, like not an animal. Obviously something I don't know. And so I picked up my stone, I washed it off, I put it in my pocket, and I continued watering, and I went out in the backyard. I mean, I have neighbors around in the backyard, but I was like starting to tear up, so I like made sure my sunglasses were on so nobody would see me getting me a little teary. But I was just like, wow, like, wow. Oh, okay, Amber. So, well, I'm glad that you could be on for as long as you can. So yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling so much support right now, and I'm so like grateful and thankful. And I don't know how many times I say thank you, like throughout the day now, where I'm just like, thank you that I have a stable job, but thank you for my home, thank you for like the clothes on my body, thank you for the food in my belly, thank you for my sweet little Puma who's stretched out on the floor next to me, you know, thank you for my boyfriend, my family, my friends. And I don't know, I'm just like, I feel so much richer, so much wealthier, and it's like, it's not like I'm making any more money. I get the same teacher's paycheck that I always do, and it's not like, you know, I've won a new car or something like that, but the feeling's the same. And so I don't know, it's kind of crazy, and I just I don't know, I just really felt like I had to share it with you guys, because it feels like there's something going on right now, and it's like a big change. And my meditations have changed. How quickly I can get into meditation has changed. Oh, hey! Hey, guys! Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to make it too long, because I'm trying not to use electricity right now, so my phone isn't plugged in. You know, it's just totally battery power right now. So, yeah. So, I don't know. You guys got any... I don't know. Has things been different for you guys lately? Like, is the energy different? And I don't know if it was the solar eclipse. I don't know if it's like what's in the stars right now, but there's something, at least for me, going on that's making me like wake up and open my eyes and say, oh my gosh, like, okay, for you too. So I'm like, something is going on, and it feels beautiful. And then I noticed, yeah, okay, so yeah, there's a lot of people feeling that shift then. I haven't seen, well, I know we have owls in my area, but I haven't seen a ton of owls. But you know what we have had is little mice. I mean, I think mice are kind of cute, but yeah, we've had a lot of mice. We've had a lot of like little tiny baby lizards. They're like literally that big, and so they're so cute. So yeah, we've had where yeah, everything's kind of exploding with beauty and animals and things. Oh, on Instagram this morning, I posted a picture of this beautiful sunrise that we had this morning, and usually I never get to see the sunrise. I mean, I think I have few times, obviously, but I get up at 5:30 and it's still dark, you know, for work. And then, yeah. And when you know, by the time I get to the school, the sun's starting to come up, and so I really don't get to see the sunrise because, you know, I'm there, I'm at the school. Oh, I'm so sorry you've had a migraine all week. Ugh, those are horrible. I mean, person who finds out how to get rid of those is like gonna be a freaking millionaire, because those are bad. So yeah, so I'm at work. I never get to see the sunrise. I'm inside basically a circular building. It looks like a spaceship. It really does. When the fire alarm goes off at the school, it looks like a spaceship. And so I'm in this like, and I'm in the basement too, and so I don't see the sun. I don't hear what's going on outside. Yeah, I'm basically in a little cave all day, so it kind of sucks. I mean, I have a really nice classroom, but I'm just down below ground, and then I get to like come up, you know, finally when the day's over. And then on the weekends, you know, I want to sleep in, and so I always miss the sunrise. But this morning, I had to wake up because the whole room was like flooded this gold, reddy, orangey color, and it was like kind of breathtaking. I'm like laying there and I'm watching the sun come up over our palm trees, over the mountains, and I'm like, that's so pretty. Oh, wait a minute. I'm like, I have a camera. I'm a photographer. I better like go capture this. So I like ran into the other room, quickly like switched out lenses and put, you know, my telescope lens on, and I'm like running out there, and yeah, I caught a few beautiful pictures. So I posted some of them on my my photos page, and oh yeah, and then I also put what was it? Yeah. Actually, speaking of smoke, that was really, it smelled like fires all yesterday. It was so hot, it literally smelled like we were on fire. It was, and then my allergies like get all the. So yeah, so I caught me a beautiful sunrise. Yeah, so, oh, other cool things going on as of yesterday. Okay, so, as you know, I love making teas. I love to make medicinal teas. I love, like, you know, just sometimes really good comforting teas. But, you know, if I have something going on, I make a special tea for it. I was really called to thank you. I was really called to make a particular tea I haven't made before, and I had no idea. I mean, I was taking stock of what I was putting into my mortar and pestle to kind of mix up and put in my little a little tea strainer, but I didn't know why I was putting all those things together, and I I don't mean to gross you guys all out, but I've had a little bit of like what is this called, like UTIs. Like, it's been really hot, and you know, things and that, and like, you know, people suffer from like UTIs. So I don't know why I'm whispering, because I'm on a video right now. It's like the whole world's watching. But so I just start putting this tea together, and the first thing I put in was I put my pumpkin spice, you know, from the spice cabinet. I put that in, roughly, I don't know, a half a tablespoon of pumpkin spice. I put in roughly, I'd say a teaspoon of, yeah, they do, a teaspoon of nutmeg. And then I'm like, okay, I have to go grab some of my herbs. So then I ran upstairs, and for some reason, I've never worked with colt's foot leaf before, but I decided I needed some, so I grabbed like a teaspoon of that too, or maybe a half a teaspoon of colt's foot leaf. So I grabbed that and I put that in there, and then my hand just started reaching for my comfrey, and so I grabbed some comfrey, and I'm like, okay, so I guess we're putting in comfrey. And you know, and so I grabbed maybe like a half a tablespoon of that, and I put that in, I have some dried ginger slices, so I put a few dried ginger slices to kind of float around the tea, so I didn't actually put that in the mortar and pestle. And then I have like actual, you know, long cinnamon sticks, so I broke up some of the cinnamon sticks and I put those in the mug as well, so that they can like also kind of diffuse with the ginger that was in there. So everything else was in the mortar and pestle, and I just kind of like, you know, did it around. And then, by the way, that tea smelled amazing once I finally made it. You know, I put the hot water in there. And this morning I was going to go get some cranberry juice and get rid of that little bladder bug that has been bothering me. And I was fine this morning. And I've like been having problems for like the past couple of days. And I'm like, and when I had finished my tea last night, I had put it by the bed, but I could still smell the wonderful aroma of the ginger and the cinnamon, you know, because those were lying outside the diffuser. And I had a really good sleep last night. I woke up to a beautiful sunrise, and I was like, I'm feeling good. And so yeah, I don't know if you guys like yeah, so I don't know what, like if you guys want to make that tea or something, but and I don't know how much of it was the tea. All I know is that tea was freaking delicious. And I'm better this morning. Like I feel fine, you know. And it's now it's like 11:30 I think, and I'm still fine. So okay, so sorry, my little Puma, he likes my hair ties, and so I bought hair ties especially for him, and he likes to play fetch, so I'm just gonna go shoot my hair tie. So anyway, so yeah, I've been all into my teas. I gotta make my favorites video. We have Monday off from school since it's Labor Day, so I'm thinking I'm gonna use that day to make some videos for you guys. So yeah, what else do I have going on? Oh, okay, so I have these little angels that sit in front of my my Hello Kitty alarm clock. Yeah, I know, usually that's my method, is cranberry juice, and that's what I was gonna go get today, but there's like no point in me getting cranberry juice now if I'm fine, so but yeah, normally my go-to is cranberry juice, and I also take those like little cranberry pills too. Oh yes, Tarot Alchemist, I did see your favorites video, by the way. I give it a nice thumbs up. I always love watching everybody's favorites. Okay, so I have all these like little crystal angels that sit in front of my alarm clock, and I have a rose quartz, a clear quartz, and a smoky quartz angel, and then I also have this like purple and green fluorite angel. And it's got little little rainbows inside and everything. Oh, Amber, I remember you said your camera was giving you issues. I watched one of your videos this morning where your like camera was trying to focus, but yeah, I will probably put off my favorites till Monday. So anyway, this little angel had fallen over, and the little wing had shattered and fallen off, and I was like, I just broke my angel. And so like I quickly raced downstairs, and I grabbed the super glue, and you know, I kind of held it on, and you know, and then it stayed, but then I freaking dropped it again. And I was like, okay, Butterfingers, we're gonna like not work holding things above a tile countertop. So I had it laying on the countertop. I'm like, okay, we're gonna hold the super glue. We're gonna fix this poor little angel. And so then some of the super glue, like once it had dried, was sticking out. So I took a really fine sandpaper to it, and I sanded the wings smooth again, and then I took a polishing cloth to it so that my little angel is all better again. But now this one is separate from my other angels, and I keep it on a different part of my nightstand where it's not going to fall over, but coincidentally it's right next to a giant piece of Himalayan quartz, or Himalayan, no wait, yeah, it's my Himalayan quartz. And actually I've been more called to work with it, and that wouldn't have happened had I not knocked my angel over and busted its wing off. But yeah, little angel is fine now, my little fluorite. So, okay, so sorry, let me just read some of your comments that are going on. Okay. While I have some crystals out. Okay. Well, yes. Okay, so the crystal I've been working with all week is actually my calcite. I've been like in a really like calcite-y mood. Actually, that's going to be in my August favorites, is because I like to just like put in everything that's a favorite, even if it's food. But I've been working a lot with my calcite crystals, and so this whole week has been my optical calcite, and it's like, I don't know, kind of looking at it, you got rainbows, and it's almost like patchwork in there. Oh, Missy, you have a day off on Monday too. Yeah, it's gonna be so nice. So I've been working with white calcite. I have some of my honey calcite. Let me just lift this up because I know I got some of my honey calcite in here too. That's some of my honey calcite. I have big chunks of, there's a red one that's next to my nightstand. I have blue calcite, I have green, but they just feel so good. Looks like a bit of coconut ice, yeah. I love the way calcite feels. It almost literally feels like, I don't know, like amber or something. It's like, it's so beautiful and so smooth in my hands. Let's see if I have any of my other calcite. Oh, by the way, everything that's under here that's behind me, that's like my my office supplies are on the top shelf, and then I have all my tarot cards, and I have some of my crystals on the bottom. So let me just take a little look-see. Who else do I have under here? No, I think that's my only calcite. But yay, you guys will see. Oh, I do have my, right now sitting on top of my Magic of Flowers. Is it my magic? Yeah, my Magic of Flowers oracle. I have my beautiful amethyst. So yeah, so all crystal-y. Okay. Let's see. What else did I talk about? Did I show this? I've been using it a lot. Oh, you're gonna head off. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Is my I think, I don't know, I might have showed it in the last live chat, but it's my like quartz plate, and I've been using it for meditation. I've been using it for my cards. So let me show you an example from my animal totem tarot. Usually, like, I'll just set some of my cards, you know, in here, and it's lovely, and it doesn't jack up the cards or anything. So yeah. Okay. Shoot. There was something else I was going to talk about. I can't quite remember. Well, while you guys are here, let's see how many people are in here right now. 8. Okay, that sounds like a good number. 8 is infinity, by the way. Would you guys want me to sling some cards? I mean, I figure there's not a lot of people in here. Oh, good God. Wally was jumping into his cat tower. Sorry. His little cat condo. But yeah, you guys want me to sling some cards? I could pull like a card for each of you. I did that last time, and it turned out pretty well, and I think I dug it. But I have so let's see, I have a couple of things with me right now. I mean, I know I have all my cards literally behind me, but I've really been working with my animal totem tarot, and this little bag has my my animal it's the Animal Speak runes by Ted Andrews, but it's also my actual like runes, so I keep them in here. But what are you doing, Wally? He's like having a party in his condo right now. But these are like all, gosh, I don't think the camera's gonna focus, but like it has a little animal silhouette. It has what the animal is at the bottom, and then up at the top it has a keyword, and I find that it pairs really well with my other runes. Okay, so let's actually use my animal totem tarot, and then I'll pull one of my animal speak runes to go with it. If I pull our a dragonfly, I will fall over. Okay, so let me grab my cards, and then I'll pull one of my my little animal speak runes. Okay. Okay, so who is first? I mean, there's not too many folks in here, so I can get everybody. Oh, okay. Amethyst Rose, do you want me to pull a card on maybe something that you can call on for help, maybe to help you with your migraine? I mean, I know, not help like make it worse, but like help it to heal, while because I always believe in, like, you know, calling on certain things while also taking like whatever migraine medication that you need, or however you normally treat your migraine. I always think it's just a nice extra energy kick. So would you like me to pull a card maybe for that? Okay, excellent. Okay, so Amethyst Rose, migraine. How can she work with it? Who can she count on? Okay, so I'm gonna pull your card off to the side, and then I'm also gonna pull from my animal speak and get these all. Okay, and then I have your little rune. Okay, so let's look at your card and let's look at your rune. That's interesting. Okay, so the card here is the Knight of Swords, and it kind of looks like there's maybe a raven standing at the top here, and then it says new birth, butterfly. Okay, so let me tune in because I'm trying to put the two together. So obviously swords is mind and things like that, and so what I'm getting with the migraines and how I see raven is like, you know, your intuition, and like I had stated earlier that there's like a shift in energy and things going on, and so some people have been suffering from like allergies, some people sleepless nights, you know, and these might be things that people have anyway, like insomnia and things like that, but it seems like it's a little more than usual, and so like people that may have, you know, migraines and they get them on and off, it seems like it's a little more than usual. And what I'm seeing is because of the shift in energy, certain parts of your intuition are opening up, and as a result it's kind of taking a bit of a pull on your, I would say, on the body, on the physical body. And so whenever you're feeling that expansion, you're using some of that expansion, it's translating into a migraine. So how to actually help that, I'm actually going to tune in for you because that sucks. I don't want you having migraines, so I'm going to tune in to my guides. Maybe like, is there a diffuser that you can use? Is there a tea that you can have? Like, do you how are you with wisteria? Does that bring on migraines? Like, is it too pungent of a smell? Like the smell wisteria, the flower. Okay, so I don't know if you can get your hands on some wisteria. Oh, you're not right. Well, not that it grows, because it doesn't grow around me either. But if you can get your hands on like some wisteria essential oil, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Because I do have a wisteria essential oil, and I know that it has a really strong smell. And okay, so sometimes it is prone to migraines. But what I'm getting with wisteria is just to put maybe a small drop of it, mix it with some of your more earthy scents, so that the wisteria is not overpowering. Oh yeah, there was only one place that I could find it in essential oil. Actually, I forgot. All my oils are downstairs, and I want to like have dead air on here. Like if you put it with some more like whatever your favorite like earthy smells are, like I love the smell of sage and things like that, but whatever is an earthy smell, just put a drop of wisteria, because it is really intense and you really don't need a lot of wisteria. I would say use that for meditation. It can even be in the other room. You probably don't even want to be like right next to the incense or the coal or whatever it is that you burn, and do your thing. But try wisteria mixed with some stuff. So again, just like a drop of it, like even if you can borrow some from a neighbor, like if they happen to have it, or you know, so you don't have to buy like a whole thing of it, but or so you don't have to go buy anything at all, meditate on it. Look up the flower on Google, like just Google wisteria, so that you get a visual, like an image. And actually, I think that would be better for you. Meditate with it. Yeah. So when you go into your meditation and you imagine healing, you know, migraine all right here, down into here, imagine that flower in its place. So I mean, I hope that helps. So yeah, I think what might be a better plan for you is to actually use it with meditation. Yeah, don't even worry about buying anything. Forget I said buy something. Yeah, use meditation. Meditation's free. And that's how I prefer to connect with things. Like sometimes there are stones that are like gorgeous, but I absolutely can't afford certain stones. I meditate with that image of that stone, and I don't know, it works for me. Okay, all right, who is next? I'm having fun. I love pulling cards for you guys. This is like playtime for me. Okay, so Natalie Fokema. Okay, eye problems. So having some eye issues. Like just, okay, so eye issues. So what could be eye issues? What's going on? Whoa. Okay. Too many cards. Usually when there's too many cards that are flying out, I will put them back in and we'll see what pops out again. Okay. So eye issues. So just one card. Eye issues. What's going on? Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and pull an animal speak reading for you. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands, and we have what looks like a little lizard, but he has this red ribbon. Okay, Amber, thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. And then you also have this, used to come up for me a lot. It's a little skunk. It has the little skunk keyword down at the bottom and it says boundary. So what I'm getting are, with the red, I see like warning, stop, caution, boundaries. So it seems like if you want to, talk about eye problems in a spiritual sense, what it could be a mixture of your guides and my guides speaking at the same time, is that there might be some sort of putting boundaries on what you share with people. Sometimes, because obviously, like, I share a lot with people all the time, but there's certain things that I don't share because I don't want to put some of my certain energy out with certain people. Like I might talk about some of my closest projects or things that I'm starting, or things I'm thinking about. I'll mention them to my closest friends, or maybe just to my boyfriend, or maybe I'm just talking to my little Puma Wally. But oh, Allison, hello. But if if you're really excited about something and you're telling all these people, some people may not have the best of intentions for you, and maybe they're not bad people, but the word that I was hearing is jealousy. There might be some people that are jealous of the beautiful ideas that you have, the things that you're starting, and so you might be feeling some of that negative energy. Not that they're trying to like hex you or curse you or whatever, but they're just you might be feeling some of that bad vibe that might be manifesting in the eyes, where the eyes are like, hey, look at where you're putting your energy, and who you're sharing this energy with. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but let me know. I always like to know that I'm on the right track with you guys. And then who's after? Oh, it does make sense. Oh, I'm so glad. Yay. Because I'm like, I always get all these messages and I'm like, am I making sense? Okay. So I'm sorry, who did we have next? And thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. For general reading for Miss Dead Cheeky, of course, girlfriend. Let's do general reading for Dead Cheeky. Well, your energy was mighty fast to tap into. You're full of all kinds of spunk. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay. So both of these have wings, as you can see, without even just like looking at the card, but you have the ladybug hanging over the Wheel of Fortune. And then over here we have cicada, the past. So lots of like winged things. And so what I'm getting, with the Wheel of Fortune past, there are some things, the wheel as it spins around, tick, 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 tick. Sometimes those past issues, and it doesn't have to be like huge issues or anything. It could just be things that we never really were resolved. Could have been with ourselves, could have been certain just emotions, not even situations, and people, and maybe those people aren't even around anymore. But it's time that we really allow ourselves to be like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this situation now. Let me give you an example. There is my Nana, who is my dad's mother. So I had like my grandma and my Nana, and that's how I distinguish between the two of them. Oh, hello. My Nana isn't around anymore. And she had donated her body to science, and so it's not like there's a grave or anything that I can go visit her at, and I wasn't I wasn't allowed to be there when she had passed. And so there's like, I thought this wasn't even an issue anymore, because when this happened I was 15 years old. So this is literally yeah, a long time ago. And so somebody, a friend of mine who was also intuitive, had mentioned that you know, she's hanging around me because she's trying to help me get through that, you know, that past that I've never actually spent time healing. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like that doesn't even bother me, until I started thinking about it. I was like, oh dude. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you, Dead Cheeky, is that there are some things where it's like we don't even think, you know, that it's a problem until you actually think about it, and you're like, you know, maybe I never did spend any time, you know, working that out. So I hope that made sense for you. Okay, let's see. Who is next? I don't want to like cut people or anything, but I mean, I'm gonna get to all of you, so don't worry. It's not like people are gonna be cutted or excluded. Cutted is not a word, but like Shakespeare, I can make up words because I'm an English teacher. Let's see. What about my beautiful French friend in Belgium? I think she wanted a general reading, so I will. Which, by the way, I'm still, oh good. I'm glad it resonated with you. Excellent. So my lovely friend, I'm still getting some of your things together. Like I said, next weekend, Sequan is opening up their reservation, and they're having a powwow. So I'm going to be going over there, and I'm going to get some sage from the reservation and possibly pick up some other magical items and things like that. But yeah, so give me a couple of weeks and I'll get all your stuff together. Okay, so let's give you a general reading. Okay, so we have this. So interesting that there's so many pages and nights and stuff comes up for you guys. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so we have the, what was it? I will definitely get to you. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups, and you have like this pelican. There's, you know, splashes of water behind him. And then what I thought was interesting when I pulled the little animal speak rune that goes with it, it says cleansing, and there's a vulture. So it's like also a winged animal, just like for Dead Cheeky, where she had the ladybug and she also had the cicadas. So this is like, I mean, it's not the same bird, but you know, it's very similar in silhouette. Yes, definitely air, but this being the cups, and then cleansing, you know, that sometimes we can cleanse with with sage, sometimes, you know, like with some of our incense, and sometimes we cleanse with water. So what I'm getting right now is that, emotionally speaking, there are some things emotionally that are trying on the mind right now. And okay, what came in really strong was, you know, that there's like self-love September going on right now. I think it would behoove you to practice a little bit of self-love this September. Maybe not just September, but like all the time, because I'm thinking that you yourself, there's some things going on. Oh, your friend is in the hospital. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, okay, so that would explain why there's some trying things. So obviously, you know, from what I see of you, you're a sweet person, and you're probably there for your friend and trying to help out and giving as much of your own energy to your friend as possible. But you have to take care of your own energy stores too. I noticed that for myself, because I've been trying to do some distant energy healing on one of my beautiful friends, and my guides had told me, okay, I know you want to help, but you got to take a step back if you want to continue to help her. So I've taken a couple of days off and just like focused on me. For me, like my self-care is like going to the gym and like just really like cranking. So now I'm really sore, but so you do whatever your self-care is for you, so that you can be there 100%, like mentally, emotionally for your friend. So yeah, there you go. I'm so glad it helps. And I am sending your friend lots and lots of love. Oh, hey, Sammy, what's up? Okay. Was it Juju? Juju was next, I think. Could you put your question again? I think you said something about your husband. Like, while you type, I'll just shuffle. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, yeah. Sweetie, you definitely got to take care of yourself. And you're welcome. You're more than welcome. Okay, so your grandfather's in the hospital. So do you want, like a general reading on him, or how you can help, or what energies are with him helping right now? So, like, what direction do you want me to take? And whenever anybody, like, obviously later on, oh, okay, so, okay. So how am I gonna look at this? Okay, so what okay, so how I'm gonna pull your card is, this message will actually be for your husband, because you said that he doesn't want to talk about his feelings right now, and nobody should keep stuff bottled up. I'm not saying, you know, he should you know, let it all out, you know, because everybody has their own way of dealing with their emotions, but a message for him that even if he will continue to not bring out his emotions, will offer him some sort of healing, so that maybe even if he doesn't voice this, I'm hoping it will help him. So this actually will be, I'm trying to figure out what, okay, sorry, I'm hearing all this information for your husband. Actually, while I'm shuffling the cards, I don't know if it makes sense, and I don't mean to make light of any of the situation that's going on, but for me, when I make connections with things, sometimes it'll be like a movie, it'll be a song, and the opening scene to Guardians of the Galaxy popped into mind, and how what was supposed to be like young Chris Pratt, how he kind of grew up with you know, those like repressed feelings, and kind of like how he lived his life based on not dealing with the death of his mother. You know, his mother had passed away from cancer in the movie. But let me, and sorry, that movie scene just popped in, and it's like that's how I'm like getting into the energy. And there's a card that's sticking out. Okay, so I have a card for him. Even the card was stubborn. Actually, even the animal on the card is somewhat stubborn. Okay. Okay, heavy energy coming in. So this is the Eight of Pentacles, and here we have the billy goat, and then we have the rune that says Metamorphosis, and it's a chrysalis, and and it says change. Okay, so what I'm getting for him, that for him it's probably not going to be, you know, he may never be the emotional guy letting out his emotions and just you know, crying about everything. So his way to deal with everything is is for him to work. So with Eight of Pentacles, I'm getting, you have this person in the hospital. He needs to come up with a plan of how, instead of, okay, let me rephrase this because I'm getting a lot of information. Okay, somebody is in the hospital. Instead of saying, I don't want to deal with it because I don't want to deal with the emotions, instead redirect the focus to what tasks do I need to do and to get what's needed. Do I need to bring some supplies to the hospital, some things that would bring comfort to this person? Do I need to get something from, oh, I don't know if you have kids, but do I need to bring something from them? Or, but you know, start putting it into task form. Like, these are your tasks to help this person, instead of I want you like pouring out emotions and how you feel about this person. For him, I think it would be better for him to have tasks, so that he's better able to deal with the change that's going on, and you know, so that when let's say the unfortunate event happens where the person passes away, then he can continue to get through it by having tasks to do. Okay, so this has happened. Now I have to do X, Y, and Z. Instead of I'm going to sit and try to ignore all the emotions coming in. So don't look at it like emotions and I have to feel all this sorrow. More like, I have tasks to do. I have something to do for this person. And then, you know, if this person passes, then I have something to do to help them and to help the family around me. So I think for him, and let me know if I'm getting, if any of this is resonating, but I think it would behoove him to have some tasks. Oh, Cosmic Creeper, you're here. Hello. So yeah, does that, any of that resonate? But yeah, all I'm getting is, in order for him to deal with all the change going on and currently going on, is give him a to-do list. This is what you need to do, centered around this person. So let me know if it's helping or resonating. And then I think, oh, good. Okay. So yeah, I'm wishing you and your family much love. And to everybody on here, because I know everybody has, you know, things going on. You never truly know what's going on with a person, you know, unless you literally have to take some steps in their shoes. I have found. Okay. I think Missy, were you next? I feel like we're at the checkout line next. Except this is an awesome spiritual checkout line. Okay, so Missy, was it Missy? I think it was general reading. I don't know, things were going by, and while I was, so just let me know. In the meantime, I'm just gonna shuffle. Where is my puma? I think my puma is, yeah, the spiritual checkout line, for real. I think he's asleep in his little kitten condo, actually. I'll turn the camera, you guys can see. So it's a little hanging condo. And go all the way up, and it hangs off the top of the door, because my kitten jumps with such vigor. You know, if we had one of those standard cat trees, he would just knock it over. You know, the bases simply aren't heavy and wide enough. So we found out he can jump at the door as hard as he wants, and he's not going to tear that thing up at all. Okay, so who is next? I don't remember. I think it was Missy, but I'm not quite sure. So whoever, let me know. And we could do a general reading. We can focus on something in particular. But those of you that may have just popped in, I'm using my Animal Totem Tarot, and I'm using my Animal Speak Runes by Ted Andrews. Just let me know. It's starting to heat up out here. It's supposed to be, I think, like 114 again today. And I think we have a massive storm rolling in. It should hit today, but I think the heaviest is supposed to be tomorrow. So people are stocking up on some sandbags. And speaking of sandbags, the whole Hurricane Harvey out in Houston has been, you know, horrendous. I do have friends and family that are out there. Oh yeah, the ruins are beautiful. Yeah, 114, really. It does get like that. And like the beach is 15 minutes away and it just gets so hot. Like we're in one of those weird climates where the beach is literally in the desert. So yeah, so I recently donated to the Greater Good through Jackson Galaxy's foundation. If you don't know who Jackson Galaxy is, he's known as like the cat daddy, and he did those shows like my cat from hell. But he really is a good person. He does a lot for animals, you know, not just cats. And so the Greater Good is located in Houston, and Hurricane Harvey hit Hurricane Harvey hit kind of where the Greater Good organization is. And so they were also, I mean, they're taking donations for like people, but they're also taking donations for animals that were in shelters already, and they're trying to get them out of the shelters, and they're actually temporarily placing them, and some of them permanently placing them in the shelters here in San Diego. You know, anything with animals. I gotta help. So yeah, so I did my good deeds. Okay, did we have anybody else that wanted a reading? Because then if not, I'm gonna do like a big kind of send off for you guys, like a general reading, because I'm getting a little, I need lunch. I get a little too dizzy when I don't have the food. Oh, Sammy, for sure. Do you want a general reading, or do you want me to focus on something in particular? Sorry, I almost just kicked my little piece of calcite. Which, oh, I think Amethyst Rose was asking what I was using. I'm using a lot of my calcites, and actually it's my calcite that I'm tapping into right now to help me with my reading. So Sammy, general reading or a particular focus? Okay, general reading, you got it. Okay. Okay, got your card, and now. Okay, so Missy will be right after Sammy. And okay, so Sammy, what I have for you is the Hanged Man, and in this deck it's actually ants that are crawling along the ceiling. And then I have the Coyote, Balance, and what popped into my head right now, okay, well, not only are the colors rather similar, two stripes, two coyotes, is that I heard a couple of coyotes this morning when we were having that big beautiful reddish orangey sunrise, and I was out there with my camera and everything was still, and they were out there kind of yipping and howling. So what I'm getting for you, because I know that you have a lot going on right now, that it's really time for you to, and I know you've probably thought of these things a lot, and you know, and I know that you kind of, you know, you're really good with organization, you have these beautiful bullet journals and things like that, but there's obviously one side of you that is getting a lot more attention than the other side, and it might be difficult to start pulling some things off the shelf that you know, maybe you can do later, but it's just too much right now. As the, you know, as you're like, well, I'm doing this and this and this and this because you know, my end goal is this and this and this. all in good time. So you're going to need to take a step back from a few of those projects that you're doing as much as you want to get them done, because there are certain other sides of you that are being deprived of water if you were a beautiful rose, you know. So yes, I'm preaching it. So you need to just take out a few things. You can work on them later when, you know, when it's time, but, you know, let's bring those scales back into balance. So yeah, yay. And I'm glad I'm making sense. You guys ever feel like when you're doing a reading and you're getting all these intuitive hits and you're talking and you're jibber jabbering, and, you know, since I can't, well, I guess with most of my readings, like they're online, and well, some of my readings, you know, I do them here in San Diego too, face to face. But sometimes even when you're face to face with somebody and you're reading and you're like, yes, I'm like totally getting it, and they're looking at you, they're like, and you're like, so did I hit on anything? And they're like, nice. You're like, okay. And then they pay you, and then you're like, I think I did it right. I don't know. Sometimes I'm always like, did I do it right? And since you guys aren't like literally there and I can't like literally see your faces, I'm like, did I get that right? Okay. Missy, you have your general reading. So let me go ahead and grab you. Whoa. Okay. Actually, what I got from Missy right now was she needed an oracle card. And Missy, I am pulling my Oracle of the Mermaids card. I don't know why that just popped in. I was full on going to use my Animal Totem Tarot, but something said the mermaids. So, okay, we're doing mermaids. Okay. Yeah, you know where they're just like the stone face. Okay, so Missy, I'm getting a lot of water energy. I think that's why I pulled mermaids. Huh. You know what's awesome is the card that came out for you is the same card, like, on the box. Okay, but let me grab your rune to go with it. Your animal rune, I should say. Ooh. Okay, so your card says the crane bag, sacred ocean medicine, clutter, declutter, choice. I did say that there was a lot of water energy around you right now. And guidance, we have the wolf. So for Miss Missy, it seems like there is a lot of you're diving deep into your intuition. I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I'm back. So you're diving deep into some uncharted territory in your intuition as of late. And don't freak out. Thank you. Don't freak out. It's just part of the growing process that we're all in right now. So yeah, and it's saying, you know, to work with it the best that you can right now. You know, nothing, they're not gonna throw there as in universe, source, you know, guides. They're not going to throw oh, sorry. Yeah, they're not going to throw something at you that you can't handle and deal with. You know, you might stumble along the way, but you'll figure it out. And I think that, yeah, you have some beautiful intuitive energy coming through. Lots of that watery energy. So let me know if that resonates, because yeah, when I see you like surrounded by like, you know how the light reflects off the ocean? That's kind of what I'm seeing kind of around you. So beautiful. It kind of seems like you're just, oh, kind of like this, I guess. You're just growing in that arena, and it's beautiful. Yeah, it's really beautiful. So yeah, let me know if that resonates. And who is next? I think we still got 8 peeps in the group. Otherwise, you guys would go to like a nice general send-off from... You guys can't hear my stomach growling, right? That is so embarrassing. Oh, the joys of being able to edit. Oh, okay. Okay, so well, if there's nobody else for like a specific reading, then I would like to do oh gosh, there was just the talk. I would like to do kind of like a general send off. This is when so this is only my second live chat, but I prefer to do them on Saturdays because that's when I have time, and I don't want to do them so early in the morning that I don't know, like certain people aren't up or they haven't moved about yet. So I figure like 10 or 11-ish is kind of like within the time frame that most people can jump on. So that's kind of, and I'm gonna try to do it next Saturday, but I'm gonna try to actually put a little shout out instead of just popping on, but I mean, I guess this works too. So okay, gosh, there was one more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about before I did a send off, and having a brain fart right now is like not working. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. Oh, okay. Okay. Or maybe I'll save it for a video. But I did that ancestry DNA, thing. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And I hope that resonates with you. So I did the ancestry DNA thing, and, most of it didn't surprise me, you know, because it says, you know, I have like, all this, you know, Western European, you know, like, French and German, and I know where that's coming from. You know, some of it is on like my father's side, like northern Italy, France, and some of it is like a lot of the German is on my mother's side. But then what I thought was really fascinating is my mother's mother, like you know, that side of her is they're Irish, and in my DNA there was it was like traces of Irish, but it's like it really wasn't in there. And I was like, well, that's interesting, because I can go back and look at records, and you know, the Clemens, that was their last name, Clemens, and the other last names were like Doody. I know it's not Doody, it's Doody. They came from Ireland, but then it gives you like these genetic communities where there's people that have similar ethnic makeup as you do, but they were in a particular community. So I had 2 genetic communities, and one was the Munster Irish from Southern Ireland, you know, and so it was kind of like an inhospitable place, and it's where like rogues and rebels and people trying to get out of British rule, you know, would go and hang out. And I was like, okay, well, thank you. It was, you know, so I have heard those stories from my mother's side of the family, you know, of them living in Southern Ireland, and but I'm like, well, why would I not really have any Irish in me? I figured you know, as far as genetic makeup goes, that I would have like a quarter German, a quarter Irish, I would have like a quarter Filipino, and then everything else sprinkled in. But that's like not how it came out in my DNA, and so there was like basically no Irish, and so, but there is like Scandinavian, and I'm like, what? So it gives you this history lesson, you know, and it talks about the Vikings, and what made me laugh was that the school that I teach at, I kept getting this feeling like there's something, you need to take this DNA test, because the school's mascot has something to do with your DNA. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not Norse. I'm not a Norseman, you know? And, well, yeah, I could be, I guess. So yay, I'm so glad it resonated. Yeah, definitely. So as the Scandinavians had spread out, and apparently the original like Celts were in like Germany and Russia and or like Czechoslovakia, sorry, or and northern Italy and places like that. And yeah, that's also what they said, that my brother could have a different genetic makeup than me as well. So they said that the Celts were running from the Scandinavians, the Vikings, as they were like kind of like, I just knocked over Isis. I'm so sorry. This is my Isis. And so as they spread out, the Celts had fled to the Emerald Isle, to Scotland, to Ireland, and that's kind of predominantly when we think of Celts, that's where it is today. And so I'm gonna buy a DNA test for my dad for Christmas, and he doesn't watch these videos, so he doesn't know that that's what I'm gonna buy him. My family's all excited about it, so each of them are gonna buy some DNA tests, which will be nice because the more family that takes it, the more we can like kind of be like, okay, and you can follow the breadcrumbs and things like that. So I thought that was really cool. So there was like 8% Polynesian in there, which they said, as people had migrated through the islands. It starts kind of like in Vietnam, kind of going down into the Philippines, where my family's from, down to some of the other islands in Japan, and then going down, the last people to inhabit the islands is the Polynesian islands, down in there. And so it's like I have this like, it was like 8% Polynesian, and then it was like 20% Asian, with 16% of it being East Asian, and then the rest, in the islands, which I thought was interesting. But then I was like, well, Genghis Khan did get around. And then let's see, and then 61% of it being European, and then out of nowhere, and then there was 10% Native American. But they consider that to be, well, actually, I do have Filipino family that is living in Hawaii that I found out through some of the DNA stuff, which is kind of cool. Or actually, I should say like the ancestry snooping. Yeah, I mean, we do, like, we go to the Pacific Islander festivals and things like that. I mean, because, I am Pacific Islander. So they say Native American is anywhere from Canada down to South America. And one of my other genetic communities, it says Mexicans from Sonora, Mexico, and southern Arizona. I'm like, but I don't have, on there it didn't say that I'm South American or Mexican, in my ethnicity. But I did this meditation that I had told my buddy about, where I can go back to certain places in the past and see them for how they were. So I decided to do this meditation kind of when I'm in between of like awake and asleep. I went back to my Nana's house because I wanted to find a particular picture that I know was on her wall, and she's gone, that apartment is gone, so all of those things are gone now. But so in my meditation, I went back, and then I'm looking all over the wall. I'm like, okay, I remember that picture, but that's the picture I'm looking for. There was, it's a black and white picture, but my Nana had told me that that's the Frenchman and that's his 14-year-old wife. And so, and she just called him the Frenchman. But I found out the Frenchman, his name is Joseph Perdue, and that's my great-great-great-grandfather from France. He came and lived in New Mexico, and he forced a young girl into marriage, a 14-year-old girl named Maria de la Lucha. And in the picture, I remember it not being a very happy-looking wedding picture. And by the way, he didn't live very long, so she was kind of freed afterwards. I think he got hit by a train. But anyway, in the picture, she's got this round face, and she's a dark, beautiful young girl. And I used to ask my Nana, I was like, wow, Nana, I was like, is she Native American? She says, oh no, I think she's Mexican. I think she's from Mexico. So then, if I look at my genetic community, and people have the similar makeup to me, then I'm thinking that those were they weren't like it's like Mexican, but like the natives of the land. You know, before it was Mexico, it was just, you know, the natives, or it could have been natives from the north coming down into the south. I mean, who knows? I'm gonna do some genetic digging, but I find that fascinating, and it's not like I want to go like claim a tribe or anything, because actually I think the tribes have to claim you. But I'm just like curious to know like where everybody like came from, and you know, and learning history. I love all of that stuff. I mean, in high school history was really boring, but it's like when I don't have to study it and I don't have to write papers on it, history is fascinating, especially when it's your history. So yeah, okay, let's go ahead and do a general send-off for everybody. I think I want to do a crystal like I did last time to kind of tune into my guide, and then I usually like to get my guide, and her name is Amara, to kind of give you guys a message. So let me look behind me for one of my crystals. Let's see, who is calling to me? Okay, we're gonna use my apophyllite. This is my nasty little piece of apophyllite I got for like dirt cheap at the gem fair, and the gem fair is going to be here I think at the end of September, so I already got my free pass. I'm gonna go to the gem fair. Okay, actually I'm gonna hold my little feather to kind of tap into the energy. Belgium, Italy, Romania, US, Argentina. Oh wow. Yeah, I've got so I've got some native blood going in there, some Native American and East Asian, and you know, the islands, Polynesia, Northern Italy, France, Germany. Okay, so message for my friends watching right now. Message for my friends watching right now. So I'm just tapping into Amara's energy or one of my other guides coming through. So just a message for them. And actually it's not Amara this time. I connect with Horus from the Egyptian pantheon. So I think the feather kind of brought in some of that Horus energy. Okay, so what I was kind of getting from Horus, like it was like he was flying by, and you know how we always think of like the eye of Horus. In his eye was like a beautiful yellow stone, you know, and what I was hearing in my head, you know, yellow I associate with the solar plexus chakra. And he kept saying over and over, don't be scared, don't be afraid, like for all of us, not like scared like you're scared of him, but he says all of us are scared of something right now. I mean, that's human nature, that we all there are things that we fear, and right now all of us being in a transition period, there's something that is holding us back because we fear it, whether we fear moving on in our ventures, we fear telling people, you know, what we do for a living, fearing the loss of a loved one, fearing you know, letting certain friendships go, fearing there's each of us we all have something going on in our lives, and you know, and it's you know, and all of it deserves love and attention and energy. But whatever is going on allow it to happen. You will be supported, and the moment you let it go, you'll get immediate confirmation from the universe that they're right there with you. Each of us will receive it in our own way. So kind of just like last week, where it was like everybody's going to see a bird or something like that, and everybody did. And you know, even though I get these messages when people like message me back and tell me that yeah, they actually did, it blows me away. And so for all of us right now, for everything that's going on in everybody's lives right now, just that thing that you fear, and you know what it is right now. I mean, there's a lot of things that we fear. I fear spiders, I fear heights, but no, there's particular things that we fear, a particular thing that we fear right now, and it has most of our attention. Let the universe do its thing, let it go, and you will get that immediate confirmation that you are not alone, you are taken care of. We aren't just floating through space. And so they are communicating with you, whether you acknowledge them, whether you believe in gods and goddesses, or you believe in ascended masters, or source, or God, or angels, or whatever it is. Whether or not you believe in that stuff, it will find a way to message you. It's like a spiritual text message is what they'll be sending you. Okay? So I hope that everybody will get that message. I'm kind of like, you know, when will I get that message? Obviously, I'm gonna have to let that thing is that I fear go. But yeah. So, whew. That was some heavy duty energy. So thank you, Horus, for coming in. Actually, that was a lot of energy. So I thank everybody for stopping by, the people that were kind of in and out. Let's see, we're at, well, basically almost like 80 minutes, so it's over an hour, and I thank you so much for staying with me on this, for us, a beautiful Saturday, even as a hot Saturday, over here in California, San Diego. So yeah, I'm wishing you all the love in the world. I want you guys to have a beautiful week, beautiful month, fantastic rest of your year, and I will try to do this again next Saturday, hopefully same bat time, same bat channel. So yeah, thank you again. Thank you. Much love to you guys too. And yeah, so catch you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. 18 degrees, oh my gosh. All right, see you guys.